Hi girls, how are you? I have been asked to do a video about squatting. Now, one of my one-to-one clients was just wanting to perfect her squat form a little bit better. But I thought, a few of you have asked about squatting. You guys squat all the time in your 60 days program. You guys squat with my one-to-one programs. And, just in general, it tends to be one of the staple exercises that gets brought into anything. A lot of people don't squat properly though, and this is why you tend to have issues with dominant in one area, not the other. So I'm going to show you body weight, and then I'm just going to sit on the chair and come back up again, how to progress your squat to perfection. Now I want you to focus on these and do these with just your body weight for a few kind of sessions really. If you've been programmed to do weighted, obviously build it up, but make these body weight ones part of your program from now on, building up into your weights. Now with any kind of squat, I want you to focus on the muscles being used. Now yes, you're using your quads, but you need to be using and firing your glute muscles and your hamstrings. But everything really should be coming from your glutes when you're down in the squat depth, so they get fired up to force you and push you back up again. Now a lot of people that squat, their stance isn't good. You get some like this, you get some like this. Now it is about comfort, but it's also about applying it to yourself. So if you see people squatting like this, it might be because it suits their their build better, their biomechanical makeup. If you see people squatting like this, it might suit them a bit better. For me, and the way that I find it most comfortable is to stand with my hips just slightly past hip. Did I say hips? Feet. My feet slightly past hip width. So I'm like this. So I'm just standing first. So I've stood together, and then I'm standing like this. A little bit wider, and then what I want to do is I want to turn my feet just so the toes point out slightly. So just slightly turn them. Not all the way around, just slightly. Now what I want you to do is focus first on your breathing. So I want you to take a big breath in through your nose, blow out through your mouth, all the way out, and you can feel everything being taken away, like everything going, and you're creating this vacuum to suck in quickly some air. So then you suck in through your teeth that go, you can hear it. I've now created this vacuum. You stand there and do it. You can feel it. You instantly become tighter. You are creating a pressure within your body to support your spine, to support your joints, to support the weight and the load that you're going to be putting on your back or on your sides, depending on how you squat, or even body weight. But this is how you should start every single squat. So whether you're, hand position in bar or whatever, you have to bring that in. But to actually initiate the squat, you have to focus on your breathing. Now what I want you to do as well, the next kind of step I want you to think about is where you're going to look. Now a lot of people, and it's the gym's fault really, they have a mirror in front. So when you go down to squat and you come back up, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're checking out your form, you're, grinding all the way up and smiling and laughing. And a lot of trainers that I know tell you to look up. Now, if you do this, girl, so you're on your, you're coming down into a squat position, and you're looking up, you wouldn't stand like that. Why? Because you're compromising your airway in doing this. Now, if you compromise your airway, you're not going to get an effective squat. What you need to do is make sure everything's in line. You could have injury impingements if you start to move your neck in various positions. You need to focus on, yes, you're squatting, yes, you're working your bum, yes, you're working your legs, but you need to engage your entire body. Your whole body should feel like it's working. I did a whole session for my powerlifting training on just body weight squats. That's all I did, body weight, and I was done in because I focused on everything. So you focus in, you've done your breath, I've sucked in, and then look. You need to focus on looking just in front of you. So you're not looking on the floor, your neck's not down, but you're looking in front of you. I've got a point where I know to look for. So you look in front of you. You know your spine is in line, so you're in a neutral position. Almost like you want to create a double chin but not really pull it in. Just keep your chin down. Then you know that everything's in line. The next step, you need to imagine that you are twisting your feet into the ground. You're not actually moving them, but you imagine that you're twisting them into the ground. Now, this is me standing normally. This is me twisting them into the ground. I'll just pull them a bit, so I should put leggings on. Twisting them into the ground. Can you see the difference? I have opened and stretched my hip flexors here, and I've tightened, and I am engaged. My bum is like tight now. I could crack a nut in between my bottom, I'm sure. You know, everything's engaged. There's a normal. People just tend to go back. You're all loose. Instantly engage. So you're engaged, you've taken that breath in, everything's tight here, and then you're engaged, and everything is tight here. You can feel it. I can feel this without doing anything. It's almost like an upright plank. It's tough. So when you go down into the squat, you keep this twist. You're twisting. You're twisting your... The way that I can describe it without actually being there to correct you is imagine twisting your feet into the ground. It opens up the hips and it starts to generate proper form for a squat. Now, you keep this engagement throughout the whole of the squat. So as you are twisting, your legs become engaged. As you go down, your knees won't be centered forward. They'll go slightly out at an angle. This is how you create the depth. So you're slightly turning them at an angle, and I want you to imagine that there's a bit of string pulling your knees each way, each time, all the way down, all the way up, so they don't cave in. Keep solid, keep locked, and imagine pushing them out. So a good way to practice this is to get a chair initially. Now I want you to think that when you perform a squat, you come down for 2, like we'll just do a standing one, so down for no like tempo type style ones. You come in down for 2, so you're firing, you're contracting the muscles, you're getting them ready, and then you pause briefly, which is where I'm going to sit down for a second, and then you explode up. You go down for 2, pause briefly, explode up. So you're doing a 2, 1, 1. Okay? So I'm standing here. My legs are slightly wider than hip width. I know that that's comfortable for me. You need to find what's comfortable for you. Let me just make sure the chair's in the right place, otherwise I'll be flat on my back. But then that's me, so I probably will do that. Okay, so you've got your, you're looking forward. Whether it's body weight bar or whatever, you know, it's progressions. You get yourself ready if you've got the bar. That's a whole different coaching video, and that's something I really would need to kind of review your video, and then I'll provide my feedback and potentially be in the gym with the rack and showing you. So I'm just going to show you body weight because this will get you ready. So, and let me just move this a little bit. So I'm standing upright, I've got my feet hip width apart. I know you can't see my feet, but I'm just turning my feet out slightly. Okay? Now I'm taking that breath, so I'm breathing. This is exaggerated, so you know what to do. So if you get used to doing this, you'll find that you'll just, as you come back into a squat, take the breath in, go down and up. You don't have to go each time. It's exaggerated to get that pressure, to get you used to feeling it. So you are breathing in, blow out, empty it all out, create the vacuum, hold it, hold that vacuum. You're twisting your feet out, so they're out, and then you go back. So you're going back for 2, keeping your chest up, but your head down. So your chin's down, so you're keeping everything in line, and you're going down. You hold for 1, and you explode up. So stand again. See? Then relax. I am engaged that whole time. And you push all the way up, you drive all the way up, you keep everything tight, okay? Now just try some of those. Try some of those at home. Go and grab a chair and just give them a go. Focus on your breathing, getting everything tight, and just sitting on that seat for now. You know, it will start to build up. You'll create muscle memory. You'll create the movement patterns that you need for the squat, and then you can develop on. But by creating and working everything from the inwards to outwards, you'll create a strong base to support your body to improve on the weight. Okay, I hope that's okay, guys. See you later.